And I think since a headache was mentioned, let's start with the forehead resting on something. Sometimes that can be useful for sending a message to the muscles that run down the nape of the neck to the upper back. So it kind of speaks to what you were saying, Orit, about the upper back tension. So we'll set up in, if child's pose is comfortable for you, child's pose, and specifically make sure your head is supported. And if child's pose isn't happy for you, stand by. I'm going to grab a chair, and I'll show you what I mean. So, if you have, if child's pose is happiness, you might fold your arms, or if your head rests naturally on the mat and that's really comfortable. Sometimes I find like the first child's pose of the day is a little sticky, and I want a little extra something for the head to rest on, your arms or a yoga block. And then if being down that in that position isn't happy, use some other furniture, and maybe I'm going to keep this folded so it's actually even a little bit softer. And you can bend your knees, right? You don't have to have your legs straight. Folding forward. The idea is that the forehead is resting on something. While it's resting, it doesn't feel like the skin's being pulled up like a tight ponytail, but it's calming, steady pressure. Okay, I thought that was a question. That was background. I got everybody muted now. So try that. Either child's pose or sitting folded forward with the forehead resting on something. And as you settle into this position, take a generous inhale and softly let it go. And breath by breath, allow the weight of the head to be supported by the props beneath it or your arm, whatever the head is supported by. Sometimes the head is resting on something, but the muscles are still vigilant and holding on a bit. So gradually, no need to force, no need to rush, breath by breath. Let the muscles along the nape of the neck lengthen as you feel the support beneath the head, consciously letting go into that sense of support. Breathing in, breathing out. When you're ready, very gently, with the head still supported, roll the forehead a little, roll the head so that it goes a bit to one side and then it rolls a little bit to the other side. Minimal effort. Minimal effort. And then back to center. Let the head rest and the neck muscles become long. And depending on the position of your body, this might be a noticeable movement or barely noticeable. Tuck your chin slightly and then relax that effort. And tuck your chin slightly. So you're kind of rolling more toward the top of the head and then back to your neutral. And again, rolling toward the top of the head or front of the forehead and back. And now use your hands and slowly press up. Take your time. Let your head be like a rag doll. Very slowly, gently bring the head to upright. Roll the shoulders up and back, down and around. Now from here, let's lie down on our backs. So as you lie down on your back, hug your knees, rock gently side to side. And here again, feel the support under the head, under the back of it this time, right? And then roll the head gently. Minimal effort. Allow the head to move. And then from here, keep the knees together and slowly take the knees around. They'll go side by side. The arms can lightly glide the movement, but there's not a lot of effort from the neck, the shoulders, or even the arms and hands. Go the other way. It's more like they're noticing, oh hey, the knees are making circles. They're not so much controlling the circles. And back to center, touch the feet down. Heel toe the feet mat width or wider. Open your arms out wide. And take windshield wipers slowly and as far as you want to travel side to side. Way over to one side, pause. Way over to the other side and pause. And the next time your knees are on the right, stay there. If you'd like to cross the right ankle over the left thigh, feel free. Or perhaps reach the left arm overhead. If there's a tender spot that you're working with today, be mindful of keeping that area as comfortable as possible. Take a few more breaths here. Let the breath migrate into the side of the ribs, the side of the chest, even up to the collarbone and the shoulder and the armpit. Let the breath fill the belly. And gently come back to center. Reset the feet wide apart, the arms wide as well, and tip the knees to the left. From here, you might stay exactly here, or if you like, cross the ankle, left ankle on top, or reach the right arm overhead, or both. You can always opt in or opt out of any combination of accessory movements. Breathe here. You may not opt out of the deep breathing part, Breathe your awareness into this side of the rib cage, the chest, the armpit, the collarbone, the shoulder. Breathe generously down into the right side of the belly. And gently release the arms, uncross the legs. Walk the feet back in a little closer to each other. Bring the right knee into the chest. And start to circle the knee. Now, the knee can move around completely without the hands. They are not necessary, and it's actually nice. You can make a larger circle without the hands. Go the other way. And then see what works in your body today. If it feels okay, we'll do a second round, same leg, stretching the bottom leg out. Now, if your body says, nah, I don't think so, you can always do the second round, circle the knee, with the bottom knee bent the way that we started it. Do what works for you today. And then go the other way with the knee. Now, bend the bottom knee, place the foot flat, touch both feet down, and change legs. Just the circles. First, both knees are bent. Bottom foot is flat on the mat as the left knee circles around. Go the other way. And now extend the bottom leg if you wish. Circle around in direction number one, whichever one you like. You're going to wind up doing both ways, going in both ways. And reverse. And then bend both knees, bring both feet flat to the mat. With the knees flat, pull the belly button down to your low back, give your glutes a little squeeze, tuck the tail, and then relax into a neutral spine, a few more like that. Pull the navel down, squeeze the glutes, and then relax. And once again, pull the belly button down, squeeze the glutes, and then relax. Just like that. Now let's turn this into bridge pose. So if you do have support under your head, you might lower it down a notch. Arms wherever they're comfortable. Press into your feet. Pull the belly button to the spine. Squeeze the glutes. Lift the glutes first. And then gradually the low back. And then gradually the mid back from the bottom of the rib cage gradually up. Slowly lower down, the ribs first, and then the low back, and then the bum. Continue just like that. Gradually peeling yourself up. Abs are really active. And then curling yourself back down. Do a couple more just like that. Think of the purpose of this variation of bridge as massaging your back, using the floor really, using the earth to massage your spine. Slowly curling down, gently curling up. And the next time that you lift, you might raise the arms as well and take the arms overhead. Now, if that feels stressful in the neck or the back, any tender area today, reposition the arms. Find a well-tolerated position. Breathe here. And slowly, slowly lower. Slowly, 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 slowly. Bottom ribs and low back and your bum. And then bring both knees into the chest. Rock a little side to side. Keep the right knee hugged in. Send the left leg down all the way. And keep the left hand on the right leg. Open the right arm out to the side and rock a little side to side. So you're gently drawing the knee across the body. Let the hip come up. We're getting ready for a gentle spinal twist. No need to force anything. Let the whole lower body rotate to the left any amount that it wants to. And then with the other arm, reach out at any angle. If you always go to it at a certain angle automatically, try something a little different. What is that like? What do you notice? Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. On your next exhale, gently come back to center. Place the foot down. Place both feet flat on your mat. Scoot your hips so that you feel even. And then bring the left knee into the chest. And stretch the right leg all the way up. Take a couple breaths here. Right hand will stay on the knee. The other arm reaching wherever, at any angle. Rock a little side to side. And the angle you can figure out once you're in the twist. Rock first. The whole lower body rocking. But there's a little sense that your shoulders are trying to go the other way and your chest wants to face the sky. Breathe while you're here. Inhaling, exhaling, feeling for an interesting spot for the left arm. And on an exhale, come back to center. Place the left foot down, place the right foot down. Scoot your hips back to center. Bring one knee and then both knees all the way into the chest. And rock. Return to center. Pull the belly button down toward the spine. Resist the legs into the arms like they're about to spring out. And if you like, lift your nose up to your knees, completely optional. And then when you are ready, lower the head, lower the left foot only, keep the right leg. And we'll do a little rocking of the shin. Tilt your right knee out and rock the shin side to side across the body. Different way of moving in the hip joint. Now let that unwind. Half happy baby, or right leg happy baby. Hold the way that your body would like to hold. You can use your hand or your forearm on the back of the thigh. You can walk your hand up your leg more. Use whatever works for you and add a gentle rocking. No hard bouncing, just a gentle rock, feeling into it, and then check out your neck. What is going on with your neck? If you notice your neck is tight or your head's starting to levitate, bring your head back down. That may require repositioning the hand. Sometimes in our enthusiasm to touch the hand to the foot, the neck suffers. So don't make the neck suffer, not for anything. And then from here, same side, let's start to extend the leg. It's a little straighter and a little bit out to the side. How much is up to you. Bend the knee back to kind of that happy baby position, and then extend the leg out until you feel some kind of stretch. And do that a few times, slowly bending and then straightening until you feel, oh, hey, that's a little stretchy. You can rock while you're here. Keep it gentle. You might feel this in the back of the leg. You might feel this more in the inner thigh, maybe a bit of everything. Hold on wherever it is useful for you. And then very gently touch the foot back down and stretch your leg out on the mat. Stretch the arm out so the right side is stretching long. The left foot is still flat on the mat. Release the arm, bend the knee. And let's bring the left knee into the chest and straight away start to rock the shin across the body. The left knee is pointed out to the left at some angle, some agreeable angle. And the whole shin is going across. Make it so that you notice in the muscles around the hip joint that some kind of awkward movement is taking place. There may be some moments where it feels stretchy. That's like a bonus. And then left leg happy baby. And remember, listen to your neck and notice where your head is as you're positioning the hand. And always, the arm and the hand are much easier to adjust than trying to fix the head and the neck. So let the head and the neck have their way first. And then as long as they're comfortable, the hand can go wherever it wants to. A little rocking while you're here, gently. And now let's see about maybe extending the leg a little. And move slowly, so into more of a bent knee. And then a straighter leg. Notice where you feel this, the back of the leg, the inner thigh, the calf, wherever it might be. And especially since you may be holding that leg with your hand, notice the shoulder, the neck, and the head. See how little the neck muscles can do while you're stretching the leg. Take a few breaths in whatever the stretch is of your choice that you've found your way into. Stay right there, play your edge, take a couple of breaths. And gently release that, touch the foot down. From here, bring the left leg out long, left arm stretches overhead. The right foot stays planted on your mat as you lengthen out on that whole side of the body. Deep breath in. Maybe a sigh as you exhale. And draw both knees into the chest. Let's take a moment in regular happy baby with both legs participating. Again, hold wherever you like, provided your neck authorizes that decision. And as you're rocking in happy baby, make sure that the head can rest on the mat. Maybe roll the head a little side to side and check in with the muscles that run down the nape of the neck. Are they pressing, or are they contracting and your head is pressing, or are they scrunching up? Give them permission to let go, to be as long as they want to be right now. And then from your happy baby position, and you may readjust where your hands are, start to straighten both legs. Make something of a V with the legs. Depending on the hamstrings, the knees may be bent, the knees may be straight. That is up to you and your hamstrings to figure out. And the legs may be wide apart or not so wide apart or closer to the floor or the head or the ceiling. However it works for you. And again, whatever position the legs are in, check in with your shoulders, check in with your neck, check in with your jaw. Can you zip up the belly and use the core muscles for support? The leg muscles to hold themselves wherever they are. And if the hands are giving support, let it again be not at the expense of the neck, but in cooperation with the neck. And bend the knees, and bring them back in. The knees are close into the chest. Touch the feet down. And let's scooch over, rock over to one side. Any side will do. And from here on our side, let's take a little thoracic spine movement. So into that area that some of you mentioned earlier. Head supported on either your arm or a prop. Top arm out in front of you. And the legs, you can stack the knees like this, or you can have the top knee bent and the bottom leg straight. If your knee is resting on the floor, your navel will kind of point more to the floor. If your knee is up on a support, your whole body will be a little more sideways. Either is fine. Just know that when we're doing this bow and arrow movement, if your knee and shin are resting on the floor, unless you're a contortionist, your arm will not be able to go back all the way to the floor with your shoulder. So don't force it to do that. Bend the elbow, draw your bow, open up, and then come back. Reach out. Reach a little further than you might naturally reach with the arm and let the shoulder blades widen. And then come back and draw your bow and arrow again. Let the arm unfurl behind you any amount. And just like that, reaching out in front of you, and then bending the elbow and drawing your bow, opening back the other way behind you. Move with the breath. I like to inhale as the arm is opening up. It's like I'm breathing to fill that space where the arm is going. Now, when your arm comes down in front of you and you're more on your side again, let's start to move in a circle. Sweep the arm overhead, around behind you, down toward your hip. If you want, you can add a little ab work, zip up the belly and look up like, hey, where am I reaching? And then your head comes back down to rest on its support as your arm goes out in front of you and slowly around. Over the hip. Maybe you're going to lift, maybe not. And then all the way around. That's it. Take a few more rotations. If it feels like it's a bit much, try doing it with the elbow, with a shorter lever or a bent elbow. You can either lead with the elbow or do it with the bent elbow. It's not really an elbow exercise, sorry, Paul, but you can get your elbow involved here. And then go the other way. All the way around. And one more time. Open up in your twist and then stay. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. When you're ready, gently back onto your side and take your time changing to the other side. So as you switch over, supporting the head, and we'll start with the bow and arrow movements. Arrange the legs so that it works for you. Don't mind me, I'm just hooking myself up here. There we go. All right. Your arm reaches out in front of you, and then draw your bow and arrow. Take your time with the movement. Give yourself a moment to reach the arm, perhaps just a little further out, spreading the shoulder blades as you reach out in front of you on the floor. And then a moment when you're all the way in the bow and arrow where the arm is reaching back the other way. Inhaling as you're opening up and exhaling, coming back in. Just like that, inhaling and exhaling. Now let's make some circles up overhead. Remember, you can always choose to bend the elbow or even lead with the elbow to make a shorter lever if it feels like moving with a straight arm. isn't welcome today. Just see. Sometimes it feels a little awkward at first, then gets more comfortable. Go the other way now. Sometimes it's fine at first, and then it becomes more aggravating. If that's the case, do not continue to rotate through if it's becoming more physically aggravating to the body. Slow it down, pause, do something different. When you're ready, coming into the twist and remaining there. Your head is wherever your neck wants it to be. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Take another couple of generous breaths right here. And then gently make your way back over to your side. And press into the floor and turn yourself over so you're in hands and knees in tabletop. And from your tabletop, find cat-cow, inhaling, lifting the heart, melting into a back bend. Exhaling, lifting the navel and pressing the floor away. Inhale, melting the heart, back bending. Exhaling, lifting the navel, rounding the spine. Just like that. Now make circles with the hips, rolling movement. There can be spirals in there. Check in with the neck. Go the other way. Lean the hips back, come into child's pose. Knees as wide as they want to be. Make it comfortable. Arms stretch out if that's a nice addition. You can always choose to let the forearms rest or have the arms straight. And here, see what the body prefers. Does the forehead want to rest on something tangible, or does it want to rest like the head kind of hanging in the air? It's not that one way's wrong or right. Tune in and notice how your neck is with the situation at the moment. And if it's not incredibly happy, then maybe try it the other way. See how that feels. Walk your hands over to the right. Now I find that if I stack the left hand on top and kind of bring the arms in a little narrower, I make a little hammock for my head to rest in. And it might be like almost crossing the arms even more than stacking. And make a little place for your head to rest. And breathe. Breathe into that side where the rib cage is fanning open. Breathe into that side of the low back. Might give that side of the low back a little extra breath. And walk the hands over to the left. As the hands walk to the left, now the right hand is on top and or even crossed over a bit to make a little resting spot for your head. And let the neck relax so the head can rest on the arms. And then breathe and work the side bend. Explore what you feel. Breathe in between the ribs. Breathe into the right side of the low back. Slowly walk the hands back. Ease your way back in a little bit, and then let's come forward, and you might separate your feet a little wider. We're going to transition to a standing forward bend. You might put one foot under you and then the other, and then with the feet kind of wide, like think shoulder width or wider if you want. Knees free to bend and hang forward. You can hold the elbows or let the arms hang. Definitely let the head hang. Feel the weight of the head. It might want to nod gently or turn a little. Move slowly, gently. And then leave your arms. If you are holding the elbows, release that. If your hands or fingers or knuckles touch the floor, go ahead and let them. If they don't touch the floor, bend the knees and keep bending them until the hands do touch the floor, and then lower your hips and come into a squat. So the hips go down and the torso comes to upright. You can use your fingers on the floor to steady yourself, or you can bring your hands to your heart. Both ways work. If your body has a preference for one over the other, that's just fine. Good, good. Breathing in, breathing out. Let the low back lengthen. Let the tailbone drop down. But there, at the same time as you're letting your pelvis drop down, like your bones are heavy, but the muscles are still lifting on the inside. Now place the hands back down in front of you, and we'll shift back into our forward bend. Press the heels down and lift the hips up. Take a couple breaths here. And then slowly lower the hips down again. Come into your squat. Hands where you like them. And one more time. Press down, lift the hips, forward bend, breathe here. And while you're in your forward bend, the feet might separate a little bit more. Walk your hands over to the right leg. Anywhere on the right leg. It can be more to the knee or more to the ankle. So you have a little bit of a turn here. Now, of course, don't do anything that feels like it stresses out your back. But explore what it feels like if you start to bend one knee and then the other, like you're doing a sideways lunge. Bending one knee so you're leaning away from the foot the hand is on, and then back over towards it, so you're really standing up over that leg. Bending one knee, and then the other. Easy in the neck. Not trying to really hold the head up, but just letting it do what it wants to do here. When you come back to center, walk the hands to the other leg, and the same thing here. You are always welcome to widen the feet if you want to explore bending the knee a bit more in the lunge. The choice is yours. Hello, kitty. Lean away and lean in, side to side. And gently come back down, back to center rather. Bend the knees and lower the hips. Oh, you may wish to bring your feet back in a little. Bend the knees, lower your hips, and we're back in our last squat, last low squat. Breathe here, Malasana. Long low back, lifted heart, long neck, but not any extra stress. Just what is it like if you tilt the head a little here? And then release. Have a seat. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Swing the legs in and out. Bring the palms together in front of you. And then you roll. I like to imagine there are magnets in my wrists all the way around, and so whatever side is touching there, they stay touching. So with the palms together, roll the palms toward each other, and then roll around so you come around the back of the wrist. So the hands are rolling all the way around. The elbows can move. The more the elbows get out of the way, the more it kind of facilitates this movement. Get the wrists all the way around. I think it has a little bit of a hula feel. Then reverse it. Roll the other way. That's it. That's it. And release. Turn the right palm away from you and take the fingers and pull back some so you get a bit of stretch along this line in the wrist. If you feel anything zinging up to the elbow, don't lean into anything that may feel kind of flared up if you've been busy, I don't know, kayaking or gardening or whatever that may be, or lifting weights, whatever you've been holding on to. Breathe. While you're in this position, do a little bit of rotation. There's not much that's available, but a little bit of rotation, like turn the forearm and the arm in a little and then out a little and then release it. Go to the other arm, turn the palm away. Use the hand on the fingertips for some leverage. And notice, oh, how are the shoulders? Can I sit tall? Zip up the belly, let the shoulders come down a bit. And breathe. Get the most out of this side. One side may feel tighter than the other. Maybe just a little bit of rotation. We're not trying to do a big movement here, just affecting some of these areas that get a little sticky, especially when it feels like it's sticky through the tendons or tugging on the nerves. We're just saying, hey, no need to stick. You can start to glide. All right, release that. And then lastly, interlace the fingers lightly and roll the wrists like you're making figure eights with the wrists. Forearms are kind of close to each other. And then the other way. You can rotate your ankles here if if your feet are in a good spot to do that. I meant to mention that earlier. You can go back the first way. Take another moment for the feet. And then release. Roll your shoulders and your elbows around. Take the elbows and make generous circles, like squeeze the elbows back behind you, and then as your arms come forward, bring your elbows kind of close. Take the elbows up and out and down and around. So you feel the muscles in the upper and mid back. Go the other way. And you might, as you squeeze the elbows and the shoulder blades back there, turn it into a little hint of a back bend. Reach up with the elbows, and then as you come around, round your back. And as the elbows go back, turn it into a little back bend. Let the elbows go up, and then as the elbows come around the front, turn it into a rounded back. Let's use that movement, but we'll change the legs. Bend the knees and bring the feet flat. Take the elbows back behind you. Reach up. And then as you round with the elbows coming forward, round and lower a little. Use your abs. Come to upright. Take the elbows around you. Reach up to the sky with straight arms maybe. Bring the elbows together, round back. Sit up tall, take the elbows, circle them around, reach up to the sky. Last time, we're going to bring the elbows in close, slowly roll down, take your time, and we'll wind up all the way back, down on our mats. Release your arms when you get there. Hug your knees lightly. Hold the knees with the hands. They're not trying to escape. And then from here, arms out wide to the sides. Take the knees. The first few times we'll take the knees side to side. It'll be with a bit more effort. So it's partially an unwinding move for the back. It's also a little bit of mobility. The knees go to one side, they come up and over and go to the other. They do not touch the floor, even if they want to. Now the next time your knees are, let's say the next time your knees are on the right side, now allow them, like let your whole body tilt over until your legs are resting on the floor. And then turn this into a twist. Knees are over on the right. Adjust the left arm and the shoulder and the head position so that it works for your body right now. Breathe deeply into the left rib cage, chest, lung, shoulder, armpit, shoulder blade. That whole quadrant of the body, nourish it with the breath. A couple more generous breaths into this upper left quadrant. On an exhale, return to center, change sides. Knees go over to the left, all the way over until they rest. And remember, the knees can be as close into your chest as you like. The right arm, adjust it so it's comfortable. Same with the head and neck position. And then breathe into this entire upper right quadrant. The whole side of the rib cage, from the bottom of it, front of the chest, wrapping around to the upper back, the collarbone and the shoulder, and then wrapping around to the shoulder blade. Let the breath migrate way out to the sides and as high up as it wants to go. And this may feel like this side's more spacious or a little more sticky. Let this side be exactly as it is. Continue to nourish it with not only your breath, but your loving awareness. And return to center. Rock a little bit. And when you're ready, stretch out for Shavasana. Any way you like. Use support or not. And take a deep breath in and squeeze every muscle. Exhale and let it go. Feel the earth beneath you. Let the muscles of the feet and the legs rest. Let the gluteal muscles relax. Allow the hands, arms, and shoulders to rest. And let the upper back spread out and relax. Swallow and relax the throat and the jaw, the tongue. Roll the head to one side, and then the other side, and back to center. Allow the head to rest in a way that lets the muscles along the nape of the neck know they don't need to work right now. They can lengthen, unwind, and reset. And let the body rest. Now imagine the inhale flows from the soles of your feet all the way up the body to the top of your head. And the exhale flows from the top of your head all the way down. Inhale, let the breath flow up the body. Exhale, let the breath flow down the body. Inhale, take what you need, receive what you need. Exhale, and let go. Let go of anything that you might be holding on to. Inhale, receive what you need right now in this moment. Exhale, letting go of tension. We'll start to deepen the breath. And when you're ready, move the fingers and toes. Roll the head side to side. And inhale and stretch the arms. Lengthen the whole body out long. And draw the knees in. And rock over to one side. Slowly press up. And come to a seated position. If you like, close the eyes. Notice anything you notice in the mind, in the body, in the breath. Bring your palms together. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lower the chin. And thank yourself for showing up today. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you be resilient. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.
Felt good on the elbows.
Good, I'm glad. Have a lovely rest of your day. Take care, guys.
You. Bye.
Bye.